ready to go GT3 racing one more time. At iRacing's Barber Motorsports Park, Toby Estes leads us to the line, and we're racing in Bandit GT3. Estes climbing up that hill. He's got Noah Belleville behind him into the blinking Ferrari, headed down into the hairpin, and hopefully everybody makes it through without incident. Jimmy Kerr going through the grass. Aiden Norman already up to fourth after starting last. Noah Belleville and Colin McDonough battling for second. Norman in fourth. Oh, is that Belleville that went around? Noah Belleville goes around. And now he's stone dead last. Colin McDonough's in second with Aiden Norman hounding him for the position. Tattoo in the chat says, good luck to the drivers. If you just tuned in, you have not missed a thing. One lap clean and green. Toby Estes out to an early lead in the Barbie portion, 9-11. Aiden Norman now trying to take over the second position from Colin McDonough. He's going to try and do it the hard way on the outside of turn 2. Using every inch of the rumble strip and even the dirt. Now headed into the hairpin. And he's finally going to make that move on the inside, and he's going to peel away. Or will he? Not peeling away so much. Oh, now headed into that roller coaster section. In front of the museum, down the long straight one more time, and headed up the hill. Colin McDonough currently chasing Aiden Norman for the second position. Kentucky's Briley Wright in fourth. Riley taking the scenic route around Barber, and this track is so much fun to watch these cars just ride like a roller coaster. It is. They just go all over the place, and the elevation changes are fantastic. The wide sweeping corners. It is an awesome racetrack. Toby Estes pulls out to a lead of 2.7 seconds over Aiden Norman. Colin McDonough is in third in his 911, 1.5 seconds behind Aiden, and 2.4 seconds behind Briley Wright. Meanwhile, Noah Belleville now within 4 seconds to Dylan Van Wart in the 5th position. And Noah Belleville blinking like a light bulb that's going out, and hopefully he gets that internet connection fixed just a bit. Let's go back and see what happened to Belleville on that first lap. Oh, there he is, just blinking really. It's amazing Colin McDonough didn't run into him, but he spins going out of the corner. And the DeSoto, Missouri native, now 3 seconds. Well, he was 3 seconds behind Dylan Van Wart. There he is now in 6th. Toby Estes put in the fastest lap last time around, 1:22.36. Aiden Norman, 2.5 seconds behind him. And over the last, well, 2 laps of competition, Toby has been putting to work on Aiden. 2.6 seconds the gap now. What is the gain for Aiden Norman? He gains 0.2 on the Kentucky pilot, Toby Estes. He's on the limit. He is really chasing Toby down. Colin McDonough, 4.5 seconds now behind Aiden Norman. And Dylan Van Wart watching Noah Belleville close up to that 3-second advantage. And Belleville continues to blink. Genuinely thought that Aiden Norman would be head and shoulders just a class above the field, and he's not. That's on me and everybody else that underestimated just how good Toby Estes is at road course racing and that very pretty Barbie 911. He's on the limit as much as Aiden is. The gap is 2.3 seconds. Norman is reeling in Toby Estes. Let's go on board with the Barbie car. .45 seconds the gap between Toby Estes and Aiden Norman now. .7 back to Colin McDonough, who's got Dylan Van Wart 6 seconds behind him, and 3.7 seconds back to Noah Belleville. Not quite the gain that you would have expected, and that whole while, we had a couple other drivers go off the racetrack. Jimmy Kerr in the Porsche decided to take the scenic route. Oh, and wow. Okay. He took the scenic route and he flipped the race car. This is earlier in that same lap, by the way. And then, is this the incident where he... No, this is into the hairpin, also on lap number 2. I think Jim just decided to go literally everywhere on the second lap until he wrecked the race car. Well, there's the flip. How about this? Yeah, not sure what in the world he's thinking here. Okay. There goes Jimmy Kerr for a ride. Fantastic. Briley Wright also went off the track here. This is on the 3rd lap of competition. The Kentucky pilot. Now he's already off. Dylan Van Wart behind him. Briley Wright just tries to grab too much of the curb, and it cost him. He goes for a ride as well. 1:21.75. Toby Estes put in the quickest lap, and now it's gone. 1:21.04. Aiden Norman 1.9 seconds behind Toby Estes. Here comes Colin McDonough. He's going to give up 3rd place to Van Wart in the White Samurai Porsche, trying not to go off the course. Van Wart now hold on to 3rd. Colin McDonough in the 39 Porsche in 4th. Toby Estes looking at Aiden Norman just getting a bit larger in the mirror. Let's go on board with the 6-2. Just occurred to me this entire time that we didn't have a lap counter. Anyway, shout out to the lap counter that's now on screen. Shout out to the battle for first. Dylan Van Wart peeling away from Colin McDonough. 1.25 seconds now the gap, but here comes Noah Belleville, 2.5 seconds and counting. There's the gap over the last 5 laps. Noah Belleville gaining an enormous amount of time on Colin McDonough. 6.5 seconds. Van Ward's not out of the Van Woods. Colin McDonough within 9/10 now. Well, we'll go from gap to interval so you can see the actual difference between them. Look at that, 16 seconds between Aiden Norman and Dylan Van Ward. There's levels to this, man. There's what's happening in the top two, and then there's what's happening with everybody else. .2 seconds the gap between third and fourth. Toby Estes, Aiden Norman, 1.5 seconds now the distance. And over the last 5 laps, Aiden Norman has been reeling in the Bluegrass Bandit at the front. 7/10 of a second on lap number 6 this time around. Almost half a second. So gaining over 1.1 seconds in the last 3 laps, and genuinely have no idea how far the drivers are going to go on fuel here. But who cares, right? I should have asked somebody. They are going to have 4 maximum tire changes. We do know that. This is the Bandit GT3 final, so this will be the last race we put together of these fun GT3 cars for this season, at least. I bet you we're going to have another Bandit GT3 season, because why not? This is so much fun. It's like Mazda Monday. If you've watched Mazda Monday, we make it up as we go along, and here we are. These are the points coming into this race. Just like Whose Line, the rules are made up, and the points literally don't matter. Aiden Norman comes into this race with a 6-point gap over Toby Estes, and if Aiden Norman, well, right now, Aiden Norman would win this championship. Obviously, the points go in increments of 1, so 10 points for a win. Everybody scores at least 1 point if you finish. Toby Estes got the pole, so he's going to get a bonus point for that. So that puts him within 5, but that still means that Toby Estes has to finish 5 positions ahead of Aiden Norman. So given Aiden Norman's racecraft in these first 9 laps, you can assume the remaining 14 are going to be incident-free. But of course, well, Jimmy Kerr's off the track, taking the scenic route once again. Shout out Jim. Toby just went quickest, by the way. He did go purple, 1:20.8 seconds, 1/10 quicker than Aiden Norman. These guys just keep topping each other. They keep pushing the level of who can go quickest. And right now, that's keeping Toby Estes just ahead of Aiden Norman. 1.5 seconds is the gap. Aiden has been reeling him in beautifully. But did Kerr get in the way of some of Norman's progress? Colin McDonough's had an incident. Toby Estes will lead Aiden Norman into the hairpin. Let's go with the 39 car. And there goes the sticker robot Porsche that's lost his rear wing. And Colin's just been sliding backwards from the start of this race. Steph's not even watching, Colin. Goodness me. If Steph were here, she'd be disappointed. Let's see what happened to the 39. Oh, he's already wrecked at this point. Oh, there goes Briley right behind him. And he saves it. Talk about that. He's going to take it nice and easy after seeing what happened to Colin McDonough. Can we get another look here? Grabbed the curbs again. How many guys has that happened to? I think the same might have happened to Jimmy Kerr. 1.3 seconds the gap at the front. Didn't necessarily grab the curb, just went wide, and he flips his Porsche. Colin McDonough will grab curb. That's going to spin him out as well, and I think the same actually happened to Briley. There it is right there. Briley grabs too much curb. Costs him. And then while Colin McDonough goes off the racetrack, Briley Wright will follow in close fashion. Cool drift, though, definitely. Aiden Norman went quickest. 1:20.7. He's within 0.8 of a second to Toby Estes. 12 laps about to be completed of the scheduled 25. And Norman's there. 0.7 of a second. And look at all the gravel that got kicked up in that last corner. We know the saying. It's one thing to catch him. It's another thing to pass him. Been quite a lot happening all over the place, but that's okay. Eyes on the top two. Norman goes wide out of the corner, and he probably just put too much power down. Who knows? But now Norman has to chase. Now Norman absolutely has to chase. Colin McDonough not fighting for position, although he did pit here on lap number 10. Toby Estes now a comfortable 3 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. And now we'll see what he does with this. Aiden Norman does have to climb back up, but he is perfectly capable of doing so. We'll see what happened to Briley also. Is this the same incident? This is the same. No, same corner again. This time he actually goes for a spin. And again, luckily does not hit anything. And it's actually around this time that Aiden Norman does go off the track. Watch this. Let's see if we can ride on board. Have a listen. Estes leads by 2.6 seconds. 14 laps of the 25 complete. We're on the back 9 of the Bandit GT3 final. And there it is, 2 seconds is what it cost Aiden on lap number 13. Plenty of race to go, plenty of pit strategy to be had. Estes is in. Toby Estes. Well, speak of the pit strategy, it shall appear. Estes is in. Norman is in. Jimmy Kerr has crashed. And the number 8 car being scored as a 75. It says 8 on the wing. We'll see what strategy, if any, these drivers employ. Noah Belleville, will he stay out? Is it his only shot? Can't even keep up with Noah Belleville. Is he also in? Nope, Noah Belleville decides to stay out. Just like last Thursday, where Noah's family was kind enough to move the Wi-Fi router a little bit closer to his computer, they should do the same here. Get him just a 100-foot Ethernet cable. As Noah blinks through the race, he does not come out as the race leader. Toby Estes and Aiden Norman come out 6 seconds ahead of Noah Belleville, and the battle for the lead is back on. 1 second between them. 10 laps to go this time by. Six-tenths of a second between these two. Aiden Norman, Toby Estes, half a second apart. And getting closer to 4/10. Norman's there. He's just got to pick the right move. 10 to go. Toby Estes starts to snake down the front straight. Both drivers hitting on lap 14. More than enough fuel to go the distance, and they dive into turn number 1. Jimmy Kerr goes around again, and the top two stay racing. Porsche versus Ferrari. For pride, mathematically speaking, Aiden Norman in the black, orange, and cream-colored Ferrari will win the championship as long as he finishes 5th or better. So Toby Estes absolutely wants this win. There he is. He won the pole, so he's within 5 points of Aiden Norman now. But again, it's all for pride. Toby is capable of beating Aiden Norman. He wants to prove that point, even if it is in this silly little Bandit GT3 race of ours. Through turns 14, 15, the final 16, the left-hander Toby just opens up the inside line, and he's going to use that to get a great exit out of the straight. Aiden Norman goes through the dirt chasing Toby Estes. They weave down the front straight one more time. Toby really going wide. Whoa, Jimmy Kerr on the... Wow, that was so close. So close. That could have been a disaster. He was right there. Trying to re-enter the track safely, obviously, and he gave just enough room for Toby Estes to get by, and he still maintains the lead. Half a second the gap now. Through the roller coaster 7, 8, 9, and through the uphill kink 10 and 11. Jimmy Kerr saluting the museum behind him. Estes climbs the hill, headed into the final right-left combination. Aiden Norman 4/10 behind the number 8 Barbie Porsche. Everything in me is telling me to throw a caution, bring the field back together. Noah Belleville and Dylan Van Wart have not hit yet. I'm wondering if they think they can go the distance on fuel. Maybe they're just trying to just gain as much positions as possible. 13 seconds the gap between those two. Should really give them something to race for. Why not? We're going to let them race for a little bit longer. Then we're going to throw up this caution and bring them together one more time because we can. Why not? Because it's fun. Toby Estes and Aiden Norman. Look at Aiden Norman. Is he trying to get around Toby Estes? Does he feel a caution coming? He feels my finger getting itchy over the caution button, probably. He's there. He's there. He's just got to pick his move. Toby Estes ahead of Aiden Norman by 1/4 of a second. 4/10 of a second now. We're going to throw that caution, and we're going to bring these guys back together. Now that's intense. Those two nose to tail. That's intense. Toby Estes just ahead of Aiden Norman by 1 second. Just for giggles, we should throw him on a single file restart as well, but we'll see what happens. Let's have a word with Toby Estes. I know he's probably not happy about the tire temperature situation, but aside from the tire temperature changes, let's bother this man real quick and see if we can get a word. Toby Estes, Rick James in the booth. How are you now? Oh, let's see if we can get hold of Toby one more time. All right, I guess I'm having issues trying to get a hold of Toby. No worries. We'll get this fixed up one way or the other. Anyway, we got Toby Estes leading this one so far. Caution coming out, probably going to cool their tires down, so it's going to change the strategy a bit. However, Noah Belleville and Dylan Van Wart have not pit. Colin McDonough, Jimmy Kerr III running 5th and 6th. Briley Wright running in 7th. And I think Briley has decided to call it an evening after having just a couple of spins here. We got to get this Discord fixed one way or the other, so we can talk to these guys after the race. For now, Toby Estes sits ahead at the front, and everybody's going to come in. No, they fooled me. I thought they were going to come in. I was dead wrong. Let's try this one more time. Let's see if we can get a hold of Toby Estes while we're here, while he's circulating around the track. Toby Estes, Rick James up top. Can you hear me? Toby Estes, Rick James in the house. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you now.
Hey, there we go, buddy. All right. Everything's finally working. All right. So, talk about an awesome battle with Aiden Norman. And I said it at the beginning of the show, and I have to say it again. I underestimated how strong you were going to be in that 911. And it's a very pretty car. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, it's fast. But to be honest with you, the parts I'm slower at, Aiden is faster at, and then vice versa. So it's been a really good battle. He's definitely got some good pace, but I think once he catches me so close, I think he's getting a little bit of dirty air, and it's hindering him a little bit. But I mean, good Lord, this is my favorite track, especially in the GT3. So I love it, and I'm glad the battle between me and him has been this good. So
You guys look fantastic out there, man. You guys look just beautiful out there. But hey, I was saying earlier that it's for pride now, man, because you genuinely can beat him, and you're proving that wonderfully in that 911, man. So let's hope the lights turn off this next time by on top of the pace car. We'll get racing with 3 laps to go, and hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of the show.
yeah, buddy.
Let's talk to the guy behind him who's running in second in that 6'2 Ferrari, Aiden Norman, the 3-time Thursday Night Thunder champion. You have been having the other side of that awesome battle with Toby Estes. You having fun?
Yeah, I think it would have been a good finish if you hadn't have thrown it, but we'll see what happens now.
It's going to be a good finish regardless. I was saying the same thing. I genuinely was. I didn't want to interrupt the racing, but everybody else behind you gets to be brought closer together and race a little bit for fun. So it's not all about you, 3-time champion and eventual Bandit GT3 champion as well. Oh, there goes Noah Belleville. Belleville's just wrecked his Ferrari.
No.
He just crashed. As I'm talking, he didn't jump to the pits. Oh, he is messed up the front end, and of course he's blinking like a. I don't know what else to say. Like a light bulb. He's blinking like a Christmas light all race long, and he's wrecked it. I think he was just trying to put heat in the tires. I'm not sure. He was weaving and bobbing, and as I was talking to you, anyway.
Tire heat is definitely a concern, so he probably was trying to warm him up.
Yeah, that's another thing that I was thinking about with throwing out the caution is, you know, besides you two, you and Toby, the rest of the field is miles apart, so it'd be nice to bring them back together, although your tires are going to cool down. So best of luck keeping the heat in the tires. Best of luck getting around Toby. He was telling me that there's dirty air at play when you get close to his Porsche.
There is a little bit through the fast stuff, but not enough to prevent me from passing. It's just he's doing a really good job at getting out of some of these corners, so I can never get a run on him. I'm going to have to just surprise him somewhere. I don't think the overtake, if I can make it, will come at a typical spot. I'm going to have to really pop out of nowhere on him.
It's going to be 4 laps to go when you cross the line, man. Have fun.
All right, appreciate it, Rick.
Toby zooming ahead, trying to keep the heat in his tires. Aiden doing the same. Toby will have control of the field. It will be his call when they cross the line. Noah Belleville sitting in 3rd. Don't want to break his concentration again after he crashed the car. If you missed it, this is Belleville on the pace lap. This is coming to 1 to go. Trying to warm up the tires, puts a little too much foot into it, and crashes. How is that going to affect his car? Dylan Van Wort's going to be starting to his outside. Colin McDonough and Jimmy Kerr will be starting right behind Noah Belleville. And this guy right here, Toby Estes, in the number 8 Barbie Porsche. To win the final race in Bandit GT3. Let's see what he's made of. Green flag will come out. 4 laps to go at Barber. Into the first corner, uncontested. Toby Estes ahead of Aiden Norman, and Noah Belleville seeming to be unaffected by that damage. Estes with the advantage going into the hairpin. So far, so good. No major incidents. Aiden Norman right behind Toby Estes. Oh, there goes Toby. There goes Toby Estes. Aiden Norman just ahead of him. Toby spins, and the cold tires get car number 8. It got him. Noah Belleville now on the attack, trying to get around Aiden Norman. We might just have to throw one more caution and give Toby another shot to get up there. That's unjust. That's unfair. And genuinely, it's probably my fault. There goes Belleville wide off the racetrack. Colin McDonough sits there in the 3rd position. Toby Estes running in 5th with Jim Kerr behind him. And that's cruel. I feel like we got to throw... You know what? I feel like we got to throw the caution out. We really got to throw the yellow out and bring Toby back up here. That's just cruel irony. I don't know if it's ironic. It just sucks. How about that? It sucks for Toby Estes. Aiden Norman continuing to flash his lights at the front. Well, Noah Belleville has Colin McDonough, Dylan Van Wart behind him as well. This is second place on the line. Someone furiously downshifting into that roller coaster 5, 6, 7. Across the museum and up the hill one more time. Aiden Norman is going to lead past this giant sculpture of a spider. And if you've never seen Barber, it is actually pretty much a sculpture part as well. All right. We'll talk about the sculptures more here in a minute. The caution is going to come out because I feel bad for Toby Estes, and I also want to see a green-white checker, and we can do that sort of thing. Let's also make sure that we can genuinely do that sort of thing, because if I didn't put a green-white checker on here, I just ended the race completely by accident. No, we have 3 green-white checker. Okay, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So Aiden Norman back at the front of this race. Toby Estes is going to get a chance at redemption. But of course, I think the guys in front of him have to pit. All right, let's talk to Aiden real quick. Let's get another word from this guy. Aiden Norman, Rick James in the house. Well, and I don't know if Aiden even can hear me. Nope, definitely can't. All right, well, I guess we're not going to be hearing from Aiden at all. So Norman leads, Belleville's in second, Colin McDonough third, Dylan Van Wart is fourth, Toby Estes in the 5th position after spinning in his Porsche 911. This is just after the restart here on lap 22. Let's see what happened to Toby. Just gave it a little too much, coming up out of the hairpin, and this is on cold tires. Now, let's be real. This is partly my fault. I threw the caution because I wanted to bring the cars back together, and now look what happened. Although Aiden Norman is in, Noah Belleville is in, Colin McDonough all into the pits. Toby Estes stays out. Everybody comes into the pits. Toby Estes stays out. He pitted on lap 14. He said, "These tires are good enough for me." And I wish I could find out what he was thinking, but my communications are down right now. Norman's still out front. I'm sorry, Norman's not out front. Estes is out front on tires that are 10 laps more old than everybody else behind him. Noah Belleville has continued to blink. Aiden Norman is going to restart this race in the 5th position. Behind Dylan Van Wart, Colin McDonough, and Noah Belleville. It will be 2 laps to go when we take the green flag. So we'll see just what Aiden Norman's made of. We'll see what Toby Estes is made of. He's going to get another chance at redemption, but he's going to be on cold tires. And Noah Belleville, who used his fast repair, is going to be 0.4 of a second behind Toby. let's see if we can get a word with Aiden Norman now. Aiden Norman, Rick James in the house. What's the move coming into the pits? You just want to challenge yourself?
No, I wanted fuel, and my crew chief decided it was a great idea. He said, "Hey, get on them cold tires, make it interesting." It's not my wishes, but you know.
I thought the tires were cold enough by slowing the race pace down and coming down to yellow, but apparently you wanted cold ones like everybody else. In any case, at this point, really, as long as you... Let's see.
Championship's one thing. I wanted the race win, and this might have screwed me out of it, so...
Well, I think it did screw you out of a race win. I'm trying to put the math together, but I was going to say, as long as Jimmy Kerr doesn't beat you to the line, but he is 3 laps behind you, so mathematically speaking, I genuinely don't think he could make up 3 laps on you. So
McDonough also just pit.
Well, Colin McDonough just pit. Yeah, so I think at this point, congratulations, you're mathematically the champion, but it means absolutely nothing because we're going to stack the cars for a 2-lap shootout because why not? Anyway, bud, have fun and keep it in one piece.
I might wreck, so, you know, this should be interesting. I don't know how the tire balance is. I think I only took fronts because I panicked and tried to cancel it last second. So,
sounds
should be fun.
It's going to be great. Have fun.
Thank you, Rick.
All right, let's talk to Toby one more time. Let's talk about his chance at redemption. Toby, not a great start. I will once again take blame for that because I wanted to bring the field back together by throwing out a caution. I put you on cold tires and you spun out of the hairpin. Sorry about that. Now you get a chance to not do it again and win.
Yeah, it's gonna be close on fuel, so we'll. But I think Aiden accidentally took tires. I think Moldy may have took tires. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting because I'm gonna have to pace myself to save just a little bit of fuel here.
Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully the fuel game isn't what cost you the W here, but have fun. Keep it in one piece.
Yep, appreciate it.
Noah Belleville now has a chance to get around Toby Estes. Noah Belleville, who wrecked his Ferrari earlier, used that fast repair. Now finds himself in second. He's going to have Aiden Norman behind him. So Aiden Norman's going to be starting 4th. He's going to try and get the win from the fastest guy all night and the only driver to put a lap time under a minute 21. Toby Estes in the number 8 Barbie 911. We'll see what he's made of. And in this fun little series where we've made it up as we go along, sometimes it's just fun to throw it together. When we do our more serious stuff on Thursday nights. The Thursday Night Thunder Circus will continue. That says Bandit GT3 final at Barber Motorsports Park. That's obviously tonight. TNT is going to be this Thursday at Michigan, and that's going to be the end of our 7-week stretch. So tonight's the last night for Bandit GT3. Next Thursday is going to be the last Thursday before a break. So let's celebrate the racing while we can. Toby Estes, Noah Belleville at the front of the field. Green flag is out, and it's 2 laps to go. There goes Belleville immediately. Aiden Norman sails ahead. He's now in 2nd position ahead of Toby Estes. What the hell happened? Anyway, there's a race on. In more than one place, Toby Estes leads. Aiden's in 2nd. Colin McDonough trying to get around Dylan Van Wart. Estes has to tiptoe through the hairpin. Here comes Norman. Estes is right there. There goes Aiden Norman behind him. And one more time up the hill. Estes spins, grabbing the curb. Aiden Norman goes around him. Dylan Van Wart to 2nd. Riding on board with the number 8 Porsche as he spun. Aiden Norman to the lead with the white flag out this time by. There goes Dylan Van Voort in the Porsche. McDonough to second. Contact from Jimmy Kerr. And no caution. You know, I tried to get to that caution button fast enough. I don't think I had enough time to throw that caution there. Aiden Norman out front. Colin McDonough in second. Toby Estes in third after spinning himself out. Noah Belleville now in fourth with a wrecked Ferrari. No rear wing. Dylan Van Voort jumps to the pits. Noah Belleville crawling with a car that's trying to not exist anymore. And it sounds like a tractor. Aiden Norman's going to overtake him. If Noah Belleville... Well, he gets out of the he gets out of the way at the last second. Toby Estes in second, and the only saving grace for Toby here is that Aiden... I was going to say, Aiden could grab curb right there before he goes up the hill one more time and wreck, but that's not going to happen. He's going to win this race in hilarious fashion as long as he doesn't crash out of this last corner. Nice and easy for Aiden Norman, and he will win the final race of Bandit GT3 and the championship. What in the world happened to Toby Estes? Oh, you're kidding me. Toby Estes won't finish this race. Colin McDonough will take second. Dylan Van Voort will finish in third. There's Aiden Norman, your race winner, but who cares about that? Can we watch the last lap one more time? Watch this. Not the white flag, but 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Toby Estes gets off to a fantastic start. There goes Noah Belleville. God knows what he was trying. Toby Estes puts too much wheel into it, and but for a moment, Aiden Norman almost wrecks him. Now, on the last lap, Toby does the same thing that I think 3 other drivers have done tonight. The curb jumps out and gets him, and he wrecks the race car. Colin McDonough's going to come by in his StickerRobot.com 911. He will take second, and Dylan Van Voort, who's in the pits the entire time this is going on, will finish in third. There's Colin McDonough in second. I think technically Dylan's on the last lap. That has got to be the craziest thing I've ever seen. And Aiden Norman is trying to explode his Ferrari under the start-finish stand. This has been as crazy as expected. I guess this is the kind of stuff that happens when you make it up as you go along. But at least we're having fun. No idea what happened here. We're going to get our podium, and we'll be back in just a sec. on the podium with our top three after a wacky finish to Bandit GT3, but nevertheless, we had fun. It was a great time. Let's talk to our third place finisher, Dylan Van Wart. Dylan, after all the insane stuff that happened in tonight's race, congratulations on third. What else can we say?
Yeah, didn't think it was gonna work out there. Kind of was by myself for most of the races, driving, doing my own thing. But some luck with some well-timed late cautions caught me back up, and I didn't have to pit under green like a bunch of other people did. So worked out.
Well, and when the white flag flew, you didn't have a front bumper on your Porsche. You were in the pits the entire white flag lap. Toby Estes had crashed, and you end up getting a bronze medal. If that's not backing into it, Dylan, I don't know what is, but a third place is a third place. Congratulations on bronze. Let's talk to our silver medalist, Colin McDonough. Unofficially, Colin, you're going to finish second in the point standings, 10 markers behind Aiden Norman. You tied with Toby Estes, and your win at Watkins Glen is the tiebreaker that gets you into second. You also wrecked like 3 or 4 times, and we see Toby Estes barely missing you. And Toby ends up crashing half a lap later, and you end up taking second place. How about that?
Yeah, I didn't earn this. No doubt about that. Chasing after Dylan, I cooked the tires and just once I made a mistake, just kept doing it. I think Toby ran a great race. Aiden ran a great race. And a huge shout out to them for running each other clean and staying out of trouble. But I just could not find myself jiving with the Corvette tonight, or sorry, the Porsche tonight.
Did you have a good time?
Had a great time.
We're gonna see you Thursday at Michigan.
Oh, no doubt.
Beautiful, man. All right, congratulations on that second in the race and in the championship. Let's talk to the guy who's won another race yet again, but who has most fun with it that I think anybody does, Aiden Norman. What was already a foregone conclusion when we came in this chat tonight, man. You won the Bandit GT3 championship. Congratulations on that. You ended up winning as many times as we tried to stop you from doing so. It is inevitable that you will continue to win. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. I just got lucky tonight with the fact that both Noah and Toby spun there on that last restart, because otherwise I definitely wasn't getting past both of them.
Everybody had some luck, because I think at some point everybody had crashed or spun or went off the track or made a mistake at some point, and everyone benefited from that. So that it's just a crazy race, man. It's awesome. So congratulations on that win. Thanks for having fun with us over the last 6 weeks. You, Colin, Dylan, and hopefully we'll see you Thursday for Michigan.
Yep. Thank you, Rick.
Noah Belleville getting in the way of Aiden Norman on his final lap there, as Noah's just trying to limp across the line. This has been, I know I say the phrase comedy of errors a lot, but this has absolutely been a comedy of errors. And Aiden even struggling to do donuts. All right, well, that's a wrap on Bandit GT3. What a crazy 6 weeks. I had a great time. I hope you guys had a great time as well. Thank you so much. Until that next race, everybody, please stay safe. Take care of each other. We'll see you Thursday night for Michigan and around the corner.